season to season to where they just showcased what that synergy is in Game 1.
Yeah, I think you guys would agree as well that, you know what, Fnatic Onyx, this is as good as they have been in years. I think I can say that, right? In years.
Yeah.
So let's go into the draft here for game number 2. And I'm not going to be surprised, again, to see just some really sturdy picks. Yeah, wait, vital picks, sturdy picks. We're gonna keep using.
What do we say? Vitality picks?
We got a lot of vitality in these picks, you know?
Omega Empress is here. Speaking of vitality,
no, that's a different story altogether. But yes, for now though, we're looking for picks that maybe Chakto can shine on. Because right now, in terms of settings, the Edith didn't look like it was as effective as he thought it would be.
Yeah, and that's kind of weird, right? That it ended up not working out the way they wanted it to be. I almost would have, at the same time, I feel like Edith, generally as a hero, is always good. But for Chaknu, I feel like same sentiments. Like, even if you have this hero that statistically does really well, even if you get a good setup, what are you going to do when you're that far behind, you know?
Yeah.
So, and you mentioned this, Rockhart. You're like, first few minutes of the game, you already had like thousands of gold to work against, you know what I mean? So they definitely need to go back to checking those early game boxes and making sure they have the foundation locked in. Them being on blue side might be step one to that. And you can notice too, they are taking out some of those key heroes that did cause them a lot of that scaling issue from the previous game 1. Even taking out the Roger is great because it just covers that base of not letting one, being flexible and kind of being that curveball in the picks here, but also two, like taking out that pick from King Kong alone. But I would say King Kong, man, we said this on Desk yesterday too, like King Kong, ever since he came into the MPL, what was that, season 11, was it season 11?
Yeah, around that time,
Around that time, season 10, season 11.
Rookied up.
When he was rookie, like he was
in TNT.
with TNT. He was hanging his own with some of the best junglers in the league, and now look at him, you know? And so with that last ban, that's the Edith. We'll see what Smart Omega plans to do first pick up here.
And that was a TNC that was losing, right? When King Kong came in, that was a TNC that was still losing, but King Kong was shining on his own.
Which is so interesting because remember, that was a time too when we were saying like they need to stick to their textbook and like maybe go to a new page. But then King Kong came in towards the end of that season, and then all of us on the desk were like, dude, where did this guy come from?
Yeah, man.
And look at him now, you know, so it's great to see. And that's why I say, you know, for Smart Omega.
There it is.
There it is.
See, that's exactly what we're talking about. High loss out there. Don't ban it out. Give Chaknu what he wants, man. And
flashbacks of the play last week.
Yeah.
200 IQ.
That
minion
was a god play. That was a god play.
Yeah,
if you guys didn't watch last week, please rewatch last week. You earned it. You
earned it.
Yeah, you earned yourself the right to watch a godly play.
There's probably a couple clips out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Out on TikTok for sure, out there. But yeah, we're flashing back into this one, right? I feel like number one, it was really difficult for Smart Omega to actually climb back from that last one, just because even if you tech up. By the way, if you guys are wondering, how do you actually come back from like big deficits like that?
Like from a 15K deficit?
No, maybe around 5K. From the first 5 minutes, you guys start off with your damage items early.
Yeah.
Because the general rule for most MOBAs, if you're behind, you tech up on offensive items, so you get more kill potential.
Yeah.
If you're ahead, you tech up on defensive items, so that you keep the lead, so you don't die. So that's the general rule. It applies to Mobile Legends as well. I know you guys follow your build paths, your item paths, but there's also that you can customize it so you can get damage items first, so you can have more potential for kills earlier on. But then again, that's just a tangent. You can just follow your build path, that's fine, but you know, some pro players do this.
Do what you guys do, you know, at that point. And with this, there's the Zask pickup.
Love that.
Hayabusa. Much better, at least this time around, I would say, for Smart Omega, because as Rockhart was talking about, you know, damage, even if they fall behind, well, these are two, and I would even say just the Zask alone is a great hero to provide enough damage even without items. Like, that's what's kind of annoying about Zask.
Exactly.
Like, the fact that he's already doing so much damage early on, even without his first item locked in, just because of the way that his kit works and Dominator's Ascent and everything else, that's good enough. So maybe this is just this hero alone, paired up, I would say, with a Hylos, is good to cover that base. I would wonder if Fnatic Onyx also might think about picking up a Valentina. They lock in the Nolan here. So they've already got the Harith going in the gold lane. Phoveus here, their XP lane option. I would like to see the Valentina picked up if it's not banned out. And the reason why I say that is because I think teams that do have the Valentina get to take the glorious pathway from the Hylos.
That's right.
And it kind of like, you know, now at least you have your own glorious pathway to work into, you know.
The glorious expressway, yeah.
Yeah, it pretty much turns into a, from a 1 lane to a 2 lane now. You know,
right.
We got 2 lanes on the land Dawn you can work with.
Huge roads. And at the same time, you can also kind of pick up Dominator's Descent if you want to. Like,
that's true.
If you're lacking in damage in certain scenarios,
yeah.
you always want to take that up. And now, we're seeing some mid lane bans. That Blue Nox ban, that's interesting.
That's interesting, yeah.
All right, but yeah, I understand like why. But at the same time, really, don't you think that are you thinking about a gold lane Lunox here, maybe? Is that what they're thinking about? I feel like, yeah.
I guess so. You know, and they could just be a safety, you know, in a way. It's like, all right, let's just have at least this safety ban.
Yeah.
Lunox in general is also just kind of a niche pick, I would say, in the hands of Smart Omega. Not a lot of teams are going to go ahead and pick that up, but also they take out the Grok here. Interesting.
Yeah.
These last couple bans from Fnatic Onic.
You kind of wonder, like, is that how deep Why Not knows these players? Like, oh, this guy's going to pick up a Lunox here. Be careful, guys. Let's man it out. I feel like, obviously, we're still looking out for these gold laners. We're looking out for marksmen in particular. Kelra mentioned the Beatrix. I don't know if it's going to make an appearance here.
Yeah.
He mentioned the snipe earlier. I don't know if you guys were listening to the face-off.
He did.
Maybe.
He mentioned it.
You know?
Well, that's a challenge.
Sounds like fun.
And it's funny, too, because at this point, you know, you don't have the Moskov popped up yet. And traditionally, the gold lane matchup that we do see is that the Moskov versus the Harith. There's Minotaur, though.
All right. I was thinking maybe, you know what, mid lane Harith, you know, weird stuff can happen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, with both these teams,
yeah,
that's the perfect way to put it. Weird things can happen.
Things can happen.
There's flexibility that can happen here. And at this point in the season, after we saw, you know, one of the great RG lineups pop up, I would just leave it to the point of, you know, you can be surprised still what these teams draft up. And there it is. Claude, a hero that has been has disappeared a little bit, you know, at least for the season here.
But at least it is a known Jome specialty. It's a comfort hero for Jome here.
Well, it worked well with Chaknu last week.
Exactly, the combo with the Hylos. They're trying to maybe recreate a little bit of that flavor.
Recreate the magic.
Can you recreate the magic? Can you put the genie back in the bottle? That's a question.
Whoa.
And there it is. XP Hylos.
XP Hylos. And as our good friend Eterno would say, it's Kufra's Chaknu.
It's Kufra's Chaknu. That's just how good he is.
That's just how good he is.
Kufra plays the player.
Well, again, you know, with this Kufra popping up here, great choice to deal with a lot of this. And there's the answer. I was thinking this would pop up last game. They were the ones that banned it out. Fnatic Onic will go ahead and take the Lilia for this game.
All right, I love this. I love this so far. And again, no specific outliers. I just know that, you know what, Smart Omega has a beefy lineup.
They do.
Including Dominator's Descent, including a very slippery Hayabusa. They got some pretty good, they got a good chance in this one.
Hard to catch both of them, Hayabusa and the Claude, actually. You know, when you think about it. And like I said, Zask.
For sure. And obviously, you know, Kelra might have a hard time navigating because of the bouncing ball. So we'll see if that's going to be, maybe that's the reason why Lembot, you know what, throw that guy in, throw the Chaknu in there, right? So let's see if that's going to happen here. As we do load up into game number 2, everyone's hoping for game number 3, but we'll have to wait and see if that's going to happen as we load up into the Land of Dawn. Let's go, Leo and Ingan.
Pasok.
When all else fails, let's just go back to our roots. Chaknu bringing back once again his signature Kufra for game number 2, hoping to extend the series to game number 3. Welcome to the English Desk. My name is Ian. Beside me is, of course, Leo. Leo, what do you think so far of the lineup?
I like the throwback.
I like how deep as well Fnatic Onic PH's responses are because they're not afraid to pick some oldies but goodies for Brusco, that Minotaur, and of course embrace some of the new flavors in Kirk's Phoveus. Now the gold lane matchup, this is something that was alluded to by our analysts.
Yeah.
Naisu and Rockhart. They said that maybe, just maybe, there could have been a Lunox afoot, right? That there could have been a Lunox waiting for both ends. And here, instead, it became a Harith just to start off.
Yeah.
And, of course, Jones Claude. Something tells me maybe this time around, Smartmatic wants to play a little more aggressive. Check it out.
Okay.
See this early on? They're looking for catches.
They're assuming that there's someone hiding there. But what I like about Omega's lineup is, for me, one of my favorite heroes is Kufra. And when I'm playing the Kufra, as much as possible, you won't expect frontline or me soaking up the damage.
Yep.
That's where Ryota comes in with the Hylos. So Chaknu can really freely just hide around the brushes, make sure to have the perfect angle to set up Kelra, and we all know that Kufra is a really good counter up against Kelra. And aside from the hero counters, these two have a long history.
That's right. The Harith and even the Nolan, I reckon, would find it hard to get out of a good catch by Chaknu on that Kufra with the bouncing ball. That's not even his ult, right? His ult keeps you in place. It displaces you and keeps you in place. And now with the turtle coming up, I like how Chaknu just aggressively takes these bushes. Like, if you randomly walk in and he hits it with a bouncing ball, that's
Game
it.
over.
That's it.
Yeah, and the burst potential coming in from Andori, especially when he picks up that Sky Piercer, if ever he decides to. But look at this. The folks coming in from the XP in the mid laner, Ryota is unbothered. This is why Hylos is always banned out, especially if you're up against Omega.
He's so good. And look at this. He's ready and topped up. Like, he can go again after clicking regen.
Yeah, still has the Revitalize.
Turtle Shuffle up already. Great presence by Fnatic Onic Philippines, up by about 500 gold. King Kong and Super Prince about to follow through. There's the Infernal Pursuit set up. You're taking a lot of damage. Vengeance used up by Kirk already. Glorious Pathways dropped in.
Whoa!
Turtle scored. And there's a Minoan Fury. First blood drawn by Andoryu. Down goes Kirk. Another might follow. Brusco still up, but just barely. And he's not going to fall as Ryota trades out. 1-for-1.
A 1-for-1 trade. Both XP laners will fall down, but Andoryu was able to get that first turtle.
He did.
You know, guys, just saying the Sonics dominate. Game 1 win versus Omega was the highest end game gold lead so far this season with 15,195. Another record broken by the Sonics.
That's how tough it was to play that lineup with the Bane in the jungle. And their intentions were pure, but they were playing against the one team with a win streak in Season 14. Fnatic Onic Philippines ain't playing around.
And Chaknu here,
Whoa!
going in for the set.
Catches some beef in midair. Brusco's in trouble. Down he goes. And Doryu takes him down. Now it's the Blaze of the Wind versus Summon Force. Oh, Kelra might take him down. Big J shrunken down to size.
Unbothered. A while ago, Keller said, or Jom said that his advantage over, wait, King Kong?
We'll talk about the advantage later. And Doryu takes one shadow. Takes another Glorious Pathway set down. Kirk with the Infernal Pursuit. Ryota dealing a lot of DPS here. DOT. Where'd the buff go? Where'd the buff go? Who took it?
I think it's with King Kong.
King Kong took it?
Yeah, King Kong took it. So this means Hayabusa, no blue buff. And going back to my point, the advantage, according to Jom, was that he never left his captain. He's still with Chaknu. But is that the right decision, though? Chaknu once again.
Oh no, Brusco. He's able to walk away. No! Another takedown for Andoryu. Say what you will about what's happening with the other parts of Omega's game plan, but Andoryu is farming up. This is a snowball, if you could call it anything.
3-0-0. I want to actually check what items Andoryu resulted to instead, but second turtle up for grabs. Barangay Omega surveying the scene. No one's here. I think it's going to be an uncontested turtle for the Barangay.
Could be 100% in. Confirmed. What Fnatic Onic PH will do, though, is instead clean up Andoryu's jungle. Look at this King Kong cleaning up the small camp. Now Jom in trouble. BMI out into that short bush, and he's going to get taken down. King Kong gets another.
Banging his chest right now. Really making a name for himself, King Kong. one of the best junglers so far. A lot of people have ranked Kyle TZ, Carl TZ, and even Irad as the top 3. But this time, I believe King Kong belongs in the top 3.
Yeah, you could argue the point. Now Andoryu going 1v1 against Kirk.
Whoa.
And takes that final shadow. Fancy moves.
Chaknu charging in.
Catches 1, make it 2. Brusco the answer with the Window and Fury. Chaknu's looking to get shrunk here. Glorious Pathway, the retreat. Kelra pushes down in mid, drops the Salmon Force for good measure. And another isolation of the purple. But wait, did Andoryu take it this time? No, he didn't. King Kong still commits Grand Theft Purple. He's got 3 stars now.
3 stars. Well, the choppers aren't there yet. The tanks aren't there yet.
Nope, but the SWAT's there.
But the SWAT's there.
If you know, you know.
And it looks like the SWAT so far for Fnatic Onyx is Kelra, Super Friends. So far, oh, it's supposed to be on Omega's side. Because King Kong's the one who's wanted.
That's right. We'll try it again. We'll try it. We'll hit it again. We'll hit it again.
Chaknu again, charging in with the Tyrant's Revenge.
Does not catch Kirk. Maybe about 2 inches short. Talking about the screen size here. And Kirk is going to maintain his proximity because Kelra's in range. Brusco as well. Super Friends. This is a fight waiting to happen. Omega doesn't want any.
Honestly, at this point, it's really the roamers. This is the name of the game is the roamers because they both counter each other out. Again, if Chaknu casts Tyrant's Revenge, one first skill coming in from the Minotaur from Brusco is all he needs to delay that Tyrant's Revenge combination. And on the other hand, we all know that Minotaur, even if he's attacked, he's not that tanky because he resorts to Dominance Ice and Flask of the Oasis first 2 items. So naturally, you can easily burst him out. That's why Chaknu's been jumping on Brusco all throughout.
Yep, and then serving up the kill to Andoryu. Another possible response from Brusco would be just straight up. Hit me with the ult, hit me with the combo, Chaknu. Amino and Fury, and now last turtle up for grabs. Ryota backing off just a bit, pulling Kirk out, and for once, Fnatic Onyx Philippines taking a turtle here. I do believe that's their second this time around, no?
No, first.
Interesting.
Yeah, second.
Well, we'll call it second, sure.
Second. Omega got the first one, but the last 2 got Fnatic Onyx got the turtle.
That's right.
So right now, you would expect Omega to be aggressive, especially in the 8-minute, 9-minute mark, especially with the high-lows. But this time, the pokes coming in from Fnatic Onyx is really too much because even Ryota, the last 2 glorious pathways that he used, wasn't charging forward. This was charging backwards.
Nope. They were defensive in nature. And that is difficult, given that Smart Omega now wants to flip the switch. They want momentum on their side, despite what happened in Game 1. If you remember the Barangay, we don't really talk about it. Fnatic Onyx Philippines up by about 4,000. Not a single turret, Ingan. Not a single turret pushed by the Barangay.
Doesn't translate to objective takedowns for Omega, even if they had a very strong start. Again, 3-0-0 for Andoryu with his Hayabusa. But the problem remains, he can't continue to do those outplays if he doesn't get his purple buff.
Nope.
Because King Kong keeps committing Grand Theft Auto.
Nope. It's Grand Theft Purple.
Purple.
Yes. No cars in MLBB unless you're Johnson.
Unless you're Johnson, yeah.
That's right.
But by the way, do you know how to use Johnson? I've been having a hard time driving.
That's Season 9 last time we saw Johnson wreak havoc in MPL.
Maybe we could see Johnson Lunox combination.
At this point, you know what? The metagame is pretty wide open. Why not? Andoryu just barely gets away. Imagine if King Kong threw a rift in there.
Imagine Dragons for Fnatic Onyx here. Still, they're really controlling the lead, forcing Omega to group up most of the time. But this is where the problem persists for Omega. Ideally, you want Jome to do those split pushes. This is a Claude. In terms of mobility, he has more mobility compared to Kelra, but Chaknu here charging once again.
Chakanene finds one, but it's Kirk with Brusco by his side. There's not much you can expect. Again, Phoveus is pretty chunky for a fighter, still rocking the Brave Smite, and then you have a motivation roar. Dude, he can do anything.
He can do it. That's why he's the Kirkitek. He can create anything from scratch. And now Omega needs to create something here. America play maybe from Chaknu. He has the flicker. He's not going to commit it though.
Bush to bush.
You're just gaining upper ground here. And this is where Lilia comes into play. The brush checking coming in from Super Friends hinders Chaknu from getting to those angles where he can set up.
It's so free. It's so free. Fnatic Onyx Philippines, what's fueling their aggression, and I'd like to say their efficient trading, is just their map control.
Yeah.
Anything and everywhere that Omega wants to get to is free for Fnatic Onyx Philippines. King Kong is keeping tabs on Jome. I wonder, what's the play here?
Oh, I think the moment he sees an opportunity, he's not gonna let it pass.
I think Jome is hiding too, look.
Yeah, Jome is hiding indeed. You know, there are a lot of instances wherein the gold laners keep hiding to the opposing lane of the Lord. A lot of times. We've seen it with Kelra, we've seen it with a couple of other gold laners. This might be a crucial play for Omega here, but Fnatic Onyx knows that Jome is missing. That's why they're forcing the Lord here right now.
Yep, I think the trade, the call is give the Lord, will take the lane. Glorious Pathway set in by Ryota. They're just buying time. That's one very low. The middle of Fury, popping Brusco before that final pulse. And now the answer back. Joe pushes off camera. Ryota gets taken down by King Kong.
Andoryu?
And now Andoryu, can he survive? Shadow kill, has to double kill, taken down Kirk. One more, couldn't get it. Andoryu goes down by the hands of the gold standard.
He brought down two with him, but Chakno!
Chakanene finds his former teammate. Beloved friends, catches one and the punish by King Kong. Thou shalt not touch Dwayne.
Chakno! Remembering the habits, remembering the antics of his former teammate. He also saw where Kelra was hiding.
He smelled the cologne.
He smelled the cologne.
Smelled the cologne, folks. And that may have just been Smart Omega's best play yet in 12 minutes. 6-6, an amazing push, a trade by Jome down bottom. And that should have been enough time for him to catch up. Let's see. You're getting about 8,000 gold to 8,400. Yes. Yes, Big J is back online. He's got the Trinity, Egan. He's got the Trinity. Who'd have thunk?
But the problem is 400 gold lead for Kelra.
That's manageable.
Manageable.
At mid-game, that's manageable.
Yeah, especially since he's still able to pull off those split push without suffering letting go of the Lord. But this time, Fnatic Onyx wants to commit Chakno, charging though. Oh, he's not going to continue.
For the angle, Glorious Pathway set in, and now the answer back. Andoryu holding onto his ult. Could this be Brusco flickering back? All this while, Jome was just working on that lane.
Yeah.
Smart though by Fnatic Onyx. I'd like to commend them for just going in for the Lord King. Oh! Forces a shadow kill. Can Andoryu survive? The answer is no. Kelra gets the kill.
The Super Family making sure Andoryu won't be able to burst down King Kong with a Wiggy shadow kill.
Not again.
No.
Not again.
Oh, they have to worry about this first Lord marching in the top lane. So far, this is what's hard with using the Kufra. During those crucial moments wherein you're expected to jump, if you miscast your jump, oh, it's game over. That's why Ryota was forced to use the Glorious Pathway. That was the only initiation Omega had, and Fnatic Onyx doesn't care about the pathway.
All right. Now Smart Omega once more on the defense. Chaknu looking for one. Stretching the arms, stretching the legs. Enhanced Lord crashing through top. You know what? Ideally, maybe Fnatic Onyx walks away with an inhibitor. Maybe two. That's what it looks like right now with 6K ahead.
Maybe if ever Brusco sets up. But again, the clear wave potential of Omega still there. They have the Claude. So Jome really needs to be careful here. The Lord marching in on the top lane. Inhibitor's gonna fall down. The base of Omega finally open.
All right. Lord here standing with about 3/4 of his health left. Now at half. Smart Omega dealing with, I guess, less than ideal wave clear. Luckily, they have really good team fighting.
Yeah.
So they walk away with two intact.
But for me, the main problem for Omega is even if they make it to 18-minute, 20-minute mark, they still have to worry about Super Friends. The Lilia, one of the star heroes for me yesterday. We've seen
Oh, talk about tomorrow later. We gotta live in the now. They're dealing with another wave. Fnatic Onyx might actually get the push. Ryota down to 2/4 of his health. He does have the revitalized forces is out of him. Wow, that's a win for Fnatic Onyx.
Win for Fnatic Onyx, and you can actually see that King Kong's damage so far is just too much. But
Chaknu! This is the jump, gets punished hard. Dropping the Glorious Pathway, protecting his roamer. Ryota, full-on defensive maneuvers. And now Fnatic Onyx going for the jugular. Taking down another inhibitor. Only mid-lane stands.
Oh no, not a good sight for Omega. But King Kong Wiki Shadow kill onto King Kong!
Andoryu fails to find the assassination. Keeps one more shadow way off. Treat it as a gift from Destiny. Belated happy birthday, Andrew.
And Brusco with the save as well. Motivational roar and sharing the damage of the Wiki Shadow kill. Again, Super Family staying intact. Woo! And in 10 seconds, I think it's Fnatic Onyx game, especially if they secure this Lord.
More likely. Going to my AI, I'd give a 15% win rate left to Omega. And there's the glorious pathway by Ryota, stunning Kirk.
Oh,
Shot
no.
from the front line, bouncing ball already spent. Gotta get his immortality popped here. Kirk coming in with the infernal pursuit. Andoryu just can only watch. Fnatic on a PH pushes back Smart Omega.
Kirk popped his vengeance though. It's maybe an opportunity for Omega. Again, and Dory still has his ultimate.
Oh,
Half
looking for the
HP.
rope and dope. Gets a shadow kill in. Kirk still alive. Sharing the damage, sharing the damage. Kinko scores the Lord.
Oh.
And now is this a fight? Andoryu gets taken down. They found the shadow. And that's a free pickoff for the Super Fam.
No trade for Omega. Now they have to deal with a level 2 Lord. Gonna march in the top lane here. Omega, they have to rely on to Chaknor Ryota to have a beautiful setup. But so far, Kelra, unbothered, not even popping his Purify, even Super Friends.
They gotta rely on both of them, man. And it hurts. It hurts to see that even Andoryu's not here yet. Luckily, he will be in come the Lord time. Zaman Force spent in here, looking for a potential punish
Go.
inside the base. All the battle spells online for Fnatic Onyx Philippines. Now they might go for the GG push, looking for the angle.
Brusco!
Half health. Here comes Brusco, the flick of Minoan Fury. Another one, Salmon Force dropped in. Lord, just in time, blazing to win by Big J. Looking to fix what happened in game 1, looking to go to game 3. Down goes Jome. Super Rinse finds it, they jump into the back line. The Lord, the minions, walking in, down goes Kirk. Looking for the base, and they find the sweep. Fnatic Onyx Philippines continue the streak.
After 5 series, Fnatic Onyx demolished everyone in their way